Well, hello, beautiful Sagittarius. It is CJ here. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're part of our family. Sag, I hope you're doing beautiful today. Today we're going to do a general reading, as always, for you. Today is also, my brain feels a little fried from my meditation. Anyways, today is Thursday. It is April 10th, 2025. My voice is a little squeaky today, so bear with me. Hopefully it'll hold up through this reading. As I was saying, Sag, I just did a meditation on your energy, and we're going to get right into what was coming through. Just a couple little things here. It is timeless, even though I am doing it on the 10th of April. This might have been something that's already happened for you, or may happen somewhere down the line, of course. And remember, it is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so it may not resonate with you, and that's absolutely okay. And if you would like a personal reading, all that information is down below. All right, Sag? I love you, and I appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time to be here, Saggy. All right. Let's get into this. I have no idea if it's going to have anything to do with what Spirit has for you that's going to come out of this reading, but we're going to get into it because it was a little bit more heavier, so maybe take a deep breath. My guides were giving me all kinds of things. Frustration. The word burden, Kate was there. They gave me the word boundaries that you're needing to set. I know, it's a mouthful. I feel a little bit like, whoa, what is this about? There was one more, and bounty. That was the other word that they gave me. There was 3 B's. And so I'm like, okay, what is this about? And the more that I kind of tuned into it, the more it felt, the word frustration, very strong. I'm even feeling it right now. It's not my energy. Obviously, I'm picking up on someone's. Just kind of frustrated with like maybe not having space for yourself, people not hearing you. I don't know what's going on in the stars either. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what's happening. Maybe one of you do. Maybe there's something feisty going on in the skies. I don't know. But it felt like, almost like you couldn't find a moment to yourself to find peace. Again, and it almost felt like people were stepping over your boundaries. Again, that whole energy of almost like not being heard. Not being heard. And you have that big, huge heart, and I know that you're very giving to people, and you have a lot of patience, Sag. But this feeling kind of felt like it was almost like getting to be too much. As I said, I don't know what this is about. But anyways, that is what my guides were giving me. We're going to see if it's connected to the reading. If it is not connected to the reading, take a deep breath, my friend. Maybe something is just going to roll over and we're going to get to the other side. As I said, maybe there's something happening in the stars that are kind of creating a little bit more, how should I say, a little bit more tension. Yes, let's put it that way. Okay, Sag, I'm going to have a quick sip of water and we're going to get into it. I have been guided to use my Divine Animal deck. Almost said Wisdom Oracle. And let's see what this is about. All right, let's begin. Spirit for Sagittarius, for a fire sign, what is the message you have for those that this is their reading? Okay, Sag, we have authenticity on the bottom. This is wolf. All right, now number 17, so it is an 8. 8s for me are about the path that you're on. Now, wolf is, this is an energy of being, wow, okay, really kind of actually connected in here. Authenticity, you being authentic. Again, I think this is going with setting boundaries. Now, I'm getting this feeling that it's very difficult to set boundaries with a certain person or a certain type of people. I don't know why I'm receiving that, but I am. So authenticity is Spirit's way of coming through, saying, it's important that you do that. And you see there's a person standing here, almost looks like they want to hunt the wolf, but the wolf is not taking any of that. It's being very authentic to who it is. Also, this can also be an indication here that some of you might even feel like the lone wolf. I do get that often with this card. Like you're on your own, you're different than everyone else around you, even if that's family, lovers, etc. You're different. Your ability to interpret the way you see things is different, Sag, okay? So I feel like that's very positive. We have the snake next, which is creation. Now, it is number 43. That is a 7. 7's for me, contemplation, but it also can be on the flip side about positivity, lucky 777 or whatever. Creating, you need to create something different. You need to create your boundaries is what I'm receiving. If you see there's a snake on this card, snakes represent expansion in a way, obviously, because they shed their skin as they grow bigger, right? But the snake also is wrapping itself around what would be our heart, the valves, right? And there's the tree of life established there. There's this energy here of setting something new, starting something new, allowing you to shed your own skin. Okay, this is what I'm receiving from the bottom. So it does feel like it is in alignment with what I was getting from meditation. We have the tarot, we have the tarot card. Yes, that's what it is. We have the tarantula next. This is about connections. And it is number 13, so it is a 4. The stability, right? Your stability, your foundation, who's around you, who's not, etc., etc. Connections, though. So this is involving, okay, they're giving me a lot. This is obviously about your connections in your life. Now, there is cobwebs all over this woman's head, this person's head. Now, I don't always get this. They're giving this to me right now. It is feeling like, for those of you that this is your reading, it's feeling like you're trapped, like you're stuck. How else can I put that, Spirit? I'm trying to tune into, what is this word? Enveloped. Yeah, it's almost like you're enveloped in this string. Spider webs are kind of sticky, right? I mean, I don't like it when I walk through those. They just kind of creep me out the way it feels. But there's something about that almost feeling like you are... The word that comes to my mind right now is drowning, but I don't think that's the word that the Spirit is wanting me to use. But you'll get the gist from that. There's an energy of almost feeling just stuck. Okay, and then we have the sea turtle next. They are guiding me to take that, so we will. So the sea turtle is about stability, and it is number 8 as well, Sag. So you start off with the 8, you're ending with the 8. They don't want me to go any further. I got you, Spirit. Thank you. Sea turtle is about stability. So this is about bringing stability into your life. Again, I'm getting this really weird feeling of like enough is enough, but it's almost like you don't, it's almost like unsure of how to do this, whatever this is. Okay, now I was going to take the 5th card. If you've been here with me long enough, we normally go no more than 6. But we do have that rhinoceros on the bottom, which is about moderation. And I do want to bring this up because this can be, I'm almost feeling like some of you are feeling this way. Like you could almost explode, but you're biting your tongue. That's what I'm feeling. And again, they didn't guide me to take it, but I just felt the need to do it anyways. It's 32, so it is a 5. 5s are about change. So again, maybe there's something that you're going to, maybe you're going to set your boundaries and you're going to say what you need to say. I don't know. Tell me, is this a theme that's been going on? I don't remember my readings typically, but I kind of feel like this is continuation. I don't know. All right, Spirit, what is the message for beautiful Saggy? For those that this is their reading, what is the message? Thank you so much for guiding me in this reading. Okay. What is the message? I just seen the horse, which is freedom. Wanting to break free. Okay, we're going to keep shuffling. I have found lately, as you probably have noticed too, that the cards don't come out very fast. Strange, I don't feel like they want me to take these, so I'm going to put them back. That's really interesting. Yeah, okay, I'm going to put these back. All right, Spirit, thank you. Can you get a little less cards then? They want me to ground it, okay? Strange. All right, let's begin here. What is the message? What is the energy? So, okay, thank you. Okay, well, we have seahorse on the bottom, so this is about equality, Sag. Yep, exactly what I was receiving. We have the sacred abyss, learning, and we have the tarantula, connection. Okay, so we have this. Now on the bottom we have the seahorse, as I just said. So we're going to talk about all of these. Wow, okay, powerful. We have change next. It is this is the chameleon, and it is about change. And I do feel that this reading is kind of like Spirit saying, geez, that there is change that needs to be implemented. Let's start with the bottom. Okay, so the seahorse. Number 14, so it is a 5 again, Sag. That is change, right? Equality is needed here. I think there's something out of balance. I don't know if this is at your work. I don't know if this is with a partner. I don't know if this is with your family, parents, children, etc. I don't know. But it feels like something's out of whack, something out of balance. And Spirit is saying you got to get this equality back, okay? There's a need for equalness, balance, harmony, balance more to come into this situation, right? You can see there's 2 seahorses there. They got chains on them, right? So they're locked up. They're chained. They're not able to be free. So there's this need to bring this in. Being on the bottom of your deck, bottom of the deck, Sag, it is a foundation of your reading, so this is very important. All right, so the 2 cards that came out is the Sacred Abyss, which is about learning, right? Now it's 22, so that's a 4. Again, foundation. Foundational energy, anyways. Now, this is about learning. Now, the doors are opening. I have to say this. I'm not receiving this card for you. I'm receiving it for those that this is about, okay? I'm feeling like someone or some people, maybe more than one, they are needing to learn something. They're maybe needing to learn to not be so self-centered. Maybe they're needing to learn to have a little bit more empathy. There's something like that coming through here, and it feels quite strong. And as I said, it came up with the tarantula. So again, 4. So we have 2 cards here of 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. That is what equality is. Now the tarantula, again, there's this connection. I hope I got it. I'm going to have a sip of water. My throat's just getting really dry here. There's this connection. There's this relationship. There's something here that I do feel is keeping you feel squashed. Feeling very much like you have a heavy, heavy, heavy blanket on you and you're unable to kind of shake it off and make change. And it is to do with how you're being treated. It is to do how others expect what they expect of you. It's not equal, Sag. It's not equal. And you'll know this is your reading if this is making sense to you. So there's this need almost like, okay, so Sag, you know you're also known as a teacher, right? Philosopher. Perhaps that's also what Spirit is saying here, is there's a need for you to communicate the lesson that someone or others are needing to learn. And with that authenticity, with the wolf, connecting that to what my gods are giving me here, it feels like if you don't speak up, or it's weird because every time I say that, I get this weird feeling almost like it's very uncomfortable. Like very uncomfortable to speak the truth because someone else doesn't want to hear it. And the way that other person maybe doesn't want to hear it, the way it makes you feel feels uncomfortable. But yet it feels necessary. This is, again, I feel it is about bringing this. What was it? What were the words you gave me, Spirit? So it was boundaries. I remember that's boundaries. Yeah, there's frustration major. And what was the other one? Boundaries. Channeling Sag, so I can't really remember all the time. I don't remember. I can't remember, okay? And they're not giving it to me. But that's what I was receiving when I was meditating. So right here, this is what it's feeling like. It feels like, and this could even be a child, maybe an adult child or something here that is needing to learn kind of the ways of life and how, like it can't always be take, you know? Everyone's adults now, so there's got to be this balance. I hope this is making sense. I know I'm rambling, but this is the energy I'm receiving. So, again, and my eyes are going here. So it is about this change, allowing this change to come through. All right, let's get into the tarot, see what Spirit will show us. I hope this made sense. But it's like these 2 cards feel like, just feels like there's this need for someone, or again, could be more than one, needing to step through these doors and see things from a different point of view. Because I do sense that you're frustrated, and with that frustration, I feel like it's almost like, gosh, I mean, 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords kind of energy. That's what it's kind of feeling like, Sag. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, let's go Spirit Animal. Stay with the animal deck. All right, on the bottom we have the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles is our earth energy, and it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is our money. Our resources, or that kind of stuff, investments. It can be our self-confidence, self-worth as well. It also, I read it also as like here on earth, right? The path that we're maybe needing to take or not take on earth. So Page of Pentacles is a new beginning. Beginning something new on the earthly realm. Okay? Then we have the Knight of Wands, Son of Wands, but it's Knight of Wands, which is your energy. Being able to do what you love to do, being authentically who you are, being able to set your boundaries, having people respect that, and having all that kind of, yes, equality, but balance in relationships, whether this be at work or whatever, right? Okay. Then we have the Devil. Not surprised here. Devil is Capricorn's energy and is a major arcana. Now, when the Devil shows up here, this does feel to me that This is interesting because the devil usually represents toxicity, obviously, but it also can be restrictive, right? Like there's someone in your vicinity that is wanting to control everything that you do and sabotage you, etc., etc. I'm getting here that this is more just, this is the unhealthiness. There's unhealthiness here in whatever relationship or whatever this is. Okay, let's keep going. I don't want to get too stuck. We have the Judgment card next, which is another major arcana. All right, so like freeing yourself, but rising out of the ashes. But again, this is feeling more to me right now is like being able to wash off all the cobwebs. That's what this is feeling like to me. And then we have the Wish Fulfillment card, which is 9 of Cups. So, okay, let's see. All right, beautiful Spirit. Thank you so much for guiding me. What is this message for Sagittarius? Please show me as clearly as possible what is happening here. Deck getting a little wacky. Show me what this is, please. The Mother of Pentacles, okay. Oh, this is interesting. So it's the Queen of Pentacles, who is very stable, very grounded, has usually a lot of resources, can be a very good listener, advisor. But this is interesting because now I'm wondering if this is a child. Again, I'm feeling grown-up child here. But look, there's a deer with her little fawn. So for some of you, this is well, or someone that would maybe be, yeah, perhaps it is a parental kind of role here. It doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm feeling. And even like how that little beautiful fawn is curled up to the mother deer. You know, the mother deer is going to make all those sacrifices for that little one, right? Again, every deck, every card has a different energy. And that's what I feel. I feel like you have been doing that on some level. Like, again, this could be someone you work with, and maybe they look at you as more of a parental role. And so they really lean on you, but there's no balance there, right? It's not equal. There's no equality. We have the Page of Swords on the bottom. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for air energy, communication. This could be messages, coming through that needs to come through. We have the Eight of Pentacles next, which to me is more of work. And look, this is a spider, right? It is a spider. There's energy in here that we've got to work on to bring the balance into whatever this is for you, Sag. Okay, they want me to keep going. My energy feels a little weird right now. Okay, well, it's all right. It's not mine. Okay, Spirit, what else would you like Sagittarius to know? What else can you tell us? The Ten of Swords, beautiful. So it's beautiful because this is coming to an end. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're not quite there yet, but you're going to get there. I do feel that there is this communication, or you're going to do something, you're going to stand up to whoever, whatever this is. I think you're going to start pulling back. In some way, the message is going to get through where that struggle, the heaviness, the frustration is coming to an end. And, you know, on whatever level, right, this could be really, really exhausting depending on your circumstances, right? This could be like, oh my God, I've been carrying the load for A, B, C, and D, and it just isn't ending, and I'm starting to feel smothered. I'm starting to feel like I have no freedom. I can't move the way I want to move. But it is coming to an end. We have the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom, which, again, this is a contemplative energy, like really weighing things out. Obviously, am I okay with what I've been putting out and not receiving? Am I okay with this imbalance? That's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. It's taking stock of your harvest. Are you happy with what you have received from what you put in? And I think that is what is making this Ten of Swords show up here. I just heard tough love. Okay, so, all right. What else, Spirit? What else can you tell me? Yeah, I told you. Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords. You know, here's the Eight of Swords. There's this major stuck feeling. Like you cannot break free. Again, this is a butterfly here, right? And we think about butterflies, you know, butterflies represent transformation. At least for me, they do, right? They start off with a caterpillar, they make it to the butterfly, you know, if they're blessed, right? But this butterfly can't open its wings because of the swords that are all around it. So there is this implication here that you haven't felt like you have power to bring balance in. We have the Eight of Cups on the bottom, so 2 eights. This is what is with my mouth today? This is the energy of walking away, having to move forward in a new direction, doing something completely different than what you've done before. All those Eight of Cups are down below, they're all broken. There's no use for them anymore. So now it's time to implement something different. You know, we even have the Four of Cups next. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I don't even know if I said that. It's our water, our emotions, our relationships, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, of course. Well, the Four of Cups is next, which is, man, is this ever going to change? You know, in traditional terms, Four of Cups is like there's a cup being handed to a person, but they can't see it because they've been in so much of this, almost like not believing things can change, right? Well, that's what the Four of Cups is representing here. It's like, I don't know when it's going to change. And then you have the Eight of Cups, which is like, well, you got to make the change. All right. Need another sip of water, Sag. My apologies, but I get thirsty. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, Spirit, what else can you tell us? What else? Oh. Whoop. Yeah. So they're just confirming. They're confirming. So Four of Cups has come out. So yeah, it is this energy of being stuck. Stagnancy, I want to say. Major stagnancy here. All right, so we got to get some clarifiers. What's on the bottom here is the Ace of Swords. So, you know, swords, again, this is our analytical, logical, our brain, right? It does feel, and it is represented the sword of truth. So there very well may be a need to have a very clear, concise statement of setting your boundaries and really implementing them. We have the Hermit next. I just want to see this. The Hermit is Virgo's card. So this is almost like, this feels like, Hermit typically is relying on your own inner knowing, right? Your own wisdom, all of that. But like this turtle is in its home, right? It's in its shell. It almost is giving me that feeling of like, I don't really know if I want to confront this. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. All right, Spirit. What can you tell me about the Ten of Swords? What can you tell me about the Ten of Swords? Whoa. Well, we have the Five of Wands on the bottom. So this is arguing, debating, drama, conflict. And the cards that came out is a High Priestess. I'm going to make a little room here. The High Priestess, Pisces card, and this is listening to what your gut is telling you. And also reading others very well, you know. The High Priestess can read people's auras, their energy, etc., etc. So it's almost like really allowing yourself to see what is, not making any kind of excuses up or any of that kind of stuff for anyone. It comes with your energy. So the Knight of Wands, again, this energy of I want to be free, I want to be able to do what I want to do, I want to be able to have fun and everything, because I'm getting this feeling that you feel stuck, Sag. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles as well. So this is the slowest night in the deck. So this is Spirit's way of letting me know that this, whatever this is for you, it has been going on for quite a long time. This night is the slowest in the deck. And it's interesting how these both two knights are looking at each other. It's like the Knight of Wands going, okay, I want to get going. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to do the things I want to do. And it's like the Knight of Pentacles is like, it's going to take some while here. It's going to take a long time. Okay. But we know with the Ten of Swords that it is wrapping up. Okay. I swear I don't have enough room on my desk. What can you tell me about the Queen of Pentacles, please, Spirit? See, and it's really, okay, hold on, give me a second. It's really interesting. I just want to stop for a second because, as I said, this Queen of Pentacles, you know, you got the baby, you got the mom, right? What do mama deers teach their baby? They teach them how to survive. They teach them how to, you know, look for food, how to kind of get across a road quick, right? Hopefully. And Sacred Abyss is above that, which is about learning. So again, this feels like you're having, whether you want to or not, Sag, it's feeling like damn, my words today. Please excuse it. That's wild. It feels to me like there is a lesson that you have been given to teach someone. Now, I'm not talking about going back to school and getting the books and the pencils. I'm talking about actions, right? Actions and words to teach. Yes, that's what I'm feeling. Okay. How are you going to do that? By setting your boundaries, right? Setting your boundaries and maybe even allowing whoever this could be, obviously, with your grace, Saggy, but explaining, you know, really being authentically you and standing by that. We have the Seven of Swords on the bottom. What card just came out? Oh, I just shuffled. Okay, my brain. So see the Seven of Swords showing up even, you know, the Seven of Swords is an energy of someone trying to get away with something behind your back. It doesn't even have to be that serious, like it doesn't have to be that much in this reading, but it could be like someone is taking advantage of you. Thank you, Spirit. They gave me that word. Taking advantage. Taking advantage of you. We have the Four of Pentacles underneath that, which, you know, Four of Pentacles is not enough. It's the Miser card. It's like where you only have four pentacles, so you're holding on really, really tight. But in this deck, this is why this deck is really interesting, because I really appreciate the illustrations on it. You can see how this looks stuck, right? The gears are all connected. Nothing can move. Nothing can move. And you're damn well exhausted. We've got the Four of Swords. You're worn out from this. It's taking too much energy. And again, Sag, I don't know how this is. Obviously, it's going to be different for each of you beautiful people. But we have that Eight of Cups again, which is like letting this go. There is a shift that needs to happen. It feels quite important. Okay, where do I want to go? Let's just I think we got the gist of what's going on here, right? I don't want to waste your time, so I want to just see where Spirit will take us moving forward. Can you show us where Sag is going to get this equality back? Did something flip? I wasn't looking. No? Okay. Where is Sag headed? I don't know why I keep getting this feeling that wow. Okay. Do you want me to take these? No. Okay. Four of Pentacles keeps showing up on the bottom. I feel whatever this is for you, Sag, whoever this might be, obviously if it's your reading, this feels to me like it has drained you very much, and it feels almost like you now, on some level, like you're depleted. Maybe you're depleted of money, maybe you're depleted by your energy, maybe you don't have physical energy, because it feels very depleting. All right? Okay, so where is Sagittarius headed? Or a piece of advice, please, Spirit. And, I mean, okay, this one. Oh my gosh. Again. The Four of Pentacles and the way it landed. It landed on, the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. With the Seven of Cups on the bottom. Wow. So Seven of Cups, can be offers, opportunities, like obviously there's things you can choose from. But again, it can be very confusing because you're not sure which is the best way to head. What's going to be the best option on how to handle this? I don't even know what I was saying before. I'm telling you that meditation was like, woo. But we have the Magician underneath. So the Magician is, you know, the manifester. What is it you're wanting when you set your focus, right? Okay, I want equality. I want my boundaries to be respected. You know, if I'm giving all the time, I want someone to give back to me. You know, I want to have that in my life. You focus on that. That is what you're capable of bringing. But there is some teaching that is going on here. That you're showing someone, teaching someone, you're teaching them a lesson on some level here. God, I hope this makes sense. This is quite a different read for me. Okay. Let's go a little bit more. It's very interesting that this keeps coming out because it's just representing how intertwined this is. Okay. All right, Spirit. Thank you so much for guiding me. Anything else that you can tell us? Okay, the deck is getting really weird. Okay, let me just reground one more time. Okay. We got the Queen of Wands on the bottom. So you can see this again is a snake and it's protecting their eggs. I feel like this is about protecting you. You are the Wands. You are the Queen of Wands. Feminine, masculine, right? Okay. All right, Spirit. Can you give a little insight into where Sagittarius is headed? Or advice? I mean, they keep wanting to fly out and then they don't. We have the Four of Wands sticking up, but it did not come out. I mean, look, well, it just did, so we'll take it then. So the Four of Wands, where are you headed? Sag, it feels like this is just a, not just a, but it's like something you got to go through, right? It's like you got to confront this so that you can move forward so everything gets balanced and everything gets, you know, in alignment. Four of Wands, celebration, happy times, right? It is, yes, it can be a marriage card, but this is definitely, I do not feel like this is about marriage, but hey, maybe for some. This is celebrations and much more happier, joyful times, without a doubt. So that is where you're headed, and we even have the Six of Swords on the bottom. So you are moving to calmer waters, as they say. Here, you're moving towards the rainbow. But there is an uncomfortable, it does feel uncomfortable to me. There's an uncomfortable lesson that you, in whatever way, are teaching another or many others to bring in the equality. I hope that makes sense. That is what I'm receiving here. So it is very positive. It is very positive, but uncomfortable, yes. And I also feel because this has been going on for quite a while, where even, what is that saying they're giving me? They're showing me the frog. Okay, that's really wild. What is that? Okay, something about, and I don't, okay. If you put a frog, and this is quite grotesque and inhumane, so it's a wicked example, so just mean it figuratively here, but if you put a frog in lukewarm water, it's fine. This is what they're trying to give me here. But if you, and turn the heat up, it doesn't know it. I think that's what they're giving me here. Maybe it's a lobster. I don't know what this is. But instead of like jumping right into hot water, what the point they're trying to say here is when you've been in a situation like this for an amount of time, you get kind of complacent. We all get complacent. When we feel stuck, when we feel everything's too repetitive, where it's very, very heavy, where you just are getting so exhausted and you're getting depleted on all levels. Sometimes you can't see the forest from the tree. That's probably a much better way of putting it in the spirit. You can't see the forest from the tree. And I think that's kind of what has happened here, but there's something going on, and especially your intuition is probably really, nervous system giving you some really good jolts of like, we got to do this. We got to deal with this. We got to bring the balance in because it's been way too off. Okay? So that's what I'm getting from this. You are headed to something that's going to be a lot better, smoother, easier, more compatible even. But we got to take this step. All right. Let me have a sip of water. We're going to close it off. I can feel they want me to go to treasures, so we will. All right. Saggy. Wow. Okay. All right. Beautiful spirit. What is the message for Sagittarius? We'll close this reading off. We have growth on the bottom. So we have growth and we have awakening. I almost feel like I want to read both of these. So maybe I will. It says, all movement is growth. Acknowledge your growth, and as you do so, you will find your pathway changes and expands. Do not judge it. You've grown beyond old directions. So perhaps you're ready to create something new. Whoa, that is perfect with this reading. That's what it feels like. And again, I feel like whoever else is involved here, this doesn't feel, sometimes what comes through in these readings, it can be like a really kind of dark energy that's coming through, kind of really trying to screw with you, right? Trying to really hurt you, That's not what this is feeling like. This is just feeling to me like someone has their eyes closed and kind of been carrying on the way that they've been carrying on, and perhaps they don't recognize that it has been very unbalanced. Okay, Sag. I'm not going to read the other one. All right. Okay, Spirit, thank you so much for guiding me as always in this reading. For Sagittarius, what is the final message? What is the final message for this reading? Oh, for Saggy. The growth card's stuck on my finger, so. Okay. Hopefully we don't have 100 here. We have peace and we have creativity, so I'll read these. All right, Sag, it says, relax, slow down, meditate, and be peaceful. You don't have to fix everything right now, this minute. But it may be time to resolve your inner conflicts and create peace. Take time to peacefully be with yourself without any external noise or the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Be gentle and peaceful in your communications. Do not force an issue. Neither can you try to create peace. You must simply allow it. Okay? Then we have creativity. I'll read it because it came out. And it says, you are the creator of your universe. You can create, manifest anything. Do not limit what you think you can do. You can do anything. Without judgments, you can lovingly acknowledge what you create, which will open the flow for greater creations. Be open to new ideas and let your artistic expression flow. Allow your inspiration to guide you to new heights. Okay, Saggy, beautiful. And finally on the bottom we have stillness. So we're going to read it, baby. All right. Take time to be still to appreciate the beauty in every moment. Quiet your busy mind and allow the still softness of peace to envelop you. Do not rush into anything, but sit meditatively. You have two cards that are saying don't rush into anything as well. And in the stillness, your answers may be found. To attain what has eluded you, be still and allow it to land upon you. As a feather would gently float into your hand, so do your wishes descend upon you. Okay. So that is a message for your reading today, Saggy. It is my hope that it helped those of you that this is your reading. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Thank you for being part of our family, Sag. I love you so very much. Again, remember you are part, yes, you're the archer, and you're spontaneous, and you are creative, and there's so many beautiful words I could use to express who you are and what you represent. But you are also a teacher. And this feels to me, sometimes in this life we have to go through difficult times to help others learn, right? As others have done for us. So I feel like that's kind of what the message is here today, Saggy. So that's where we're going to close your reading off, all right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Big, big hugs always. Mwah. Much love. And you got the strength to do this. Okay, Sag, until next time, please take great care of yourself, all right? And see you later, all right? Love you.